Enjoyed.
Okay, and good evening to you all, wherever you're watching from tonight. You have joined us for the F&J's under 65 average, season 1, and we've made it through to the final. This is the final between the Belgian, Nathan Cools, and Steve Johnston. And just looking at the stats and the standards of these two gentlemen, this promises to be an absolute fantastic match tonight in the race to 9 legs. So, switch off that match play, because this match promises to be an absolute belter. Two very, very able, very competent darts players that are more than worthy of a place on the Winter Garden stage. And it's Nathan who has won the bull, so he has thrown first. And it's very best of luck to both these gentlemen, again in the race to 9 legs. Nathan well in the lead at the moment with the throw. But a nice reply there from Steve Johnston. Not taking him in the lead, but it's a nice 3-figure score just to keep on the tail of Nathan, the April Fool Cools. And the story behind that is that Nathan Cools was born on April the 1st, so he's now known as the April Fool. And as I said on Tuesday with the game against Stevie Hardy, he's definitely not fooling around. There was no fooling around on Tuesday during his semi-final match with Stevie Hardy, and he certainly will not be joking around tonight. As he's told me, he's battled an injury, and he's absolutely desperate to show that that injury is not going to put him off his very high standard of darts that he's more than capable of producing. So Steve Johnston with a chance to put in a high score here to take him down to a finish. 45. And this the first leg of the under 65s final. He's not managed it. Okay, but it's Nathan Cool that's left himself in a finish. Quite a big ask, quite a high finish, but definitely by Nathan's standards he's able to do it. But what can Steve do to punish him? 60. Just keeping right close on his tail there. But it's Nathan who's going to get the first chance at a double 134.
94.
He hasn't done it, but that's absolutely fantastic. He has left himself where he comes back, if he gets a chance to come back for double top. So it's 131 for Steve. He's unfortunately hit the single 20, so he cannot finish at this time. But Steve also leaving himself, giving a beautiful setup there to leave himself also on double top. And it's double top for Nathan for the first leg. Double 10.
Oh my goodness.
20. Oh, unlucky. So Steve's going to get the chance against the throw to put the first leg on the board to him. Double tops. And he's also hit the single 20, so it's double 10. Ooh, a bit of a flyer there, miles out, double 7. And it's in the wrong bed. So left himself no score. I don't know what his wife's going to say about that. So it's double 10 for Nathan Cools.
Yeah, game in one.
And the April Fool only needs one dart to do it. So it's 1-0. First leg going to the Belgian, Nathan Cools. It's Steve to throw first. Okay, a good 140 for Steve Johnston. With only Nathan replying with a 41. So Steve in a prime position here to take the leg. If he can keep up that fantastic standard of darts that he's just shown in his first 3, which he has a nice 100 score there. So with a maximum, Nathan cannot catch up with Steve at the moment. So 139 points ahead is Steve Johnston. Another ton plus score would be fantastic to leave on a finish. And he has managed to deliver that for himself tonight to take the second leg. So 161 when he comes back, which he will have a chance to do, as the April Fool is quite a bit behind. Even with that 100 score, he's got a lot of work to do, Nathan, to catch up. So Steve can take it Treble 20 for treble 17. Unlucky, he's just missed the treble 17.
72.
But absolutely no pressure, Steve. No pressure. You've got the time there. That's absolutely fantastic. You will be back.
100.
But 100 from Nathan. He's trying. He's just picking away at it. It may not be enough. So 89 for Steve, and he's hit the single. 19.
49.
To leave himself tops again. And he will be back. Nathan's still sitting on 200 points. Put in a beautiful maximum, Nathan.
100.
Can only manage 100. It is a finish, but Steve has 3 darts at tops. He didn't manage it in the last leg, the first leg of this match. Can he do it this time? He cannot. He cannot. So 100 for Nathan. He's more than able to do it. He only needs 2 darts. He will start up at treble 20 for tops. Unfortunately, there.
60.
But if he gets a chance to come back, he will be on tops again. So it's double 10 for Steve, and this is the second leg in the race to 9. Double 5.
No score.
Unlucky. Good decision there to bust it. Whether he meant it or not, I don't know, but good decision there. So it's tops for Nathan. And he only needs 1. Yeah, it's game shot. The first dart there to Nathan.
Oh, come on, Nathan.
I do apologise, a little bit premature there. So it's double 10 for Steve Johnson.
No score.
Okay.
Quite a bit out there. So Nathan's back again for another shot at tops.
Oh my goodness.
And I'll let Nathan call it this time before I prematurely decide that it's in.
Yeah, game in 3. Come on.
Yes, it's definitely in this time. Well done, Nathan, for 2-0 up in legs. Fantastic effort, Nathan. And it's Nathan to throw first for the third leg in the race to 9 today. So Nathan, the April Fool cools, as I've already said, because he was born on the 1st of April. He's recently been battling quite a difficult arm injury, shall we say, and he has told me that has knocked his darts back a little bit. But certainly the standard he has shown over the past few weeks, that's not held him back. He's worked hard at it, he's had treatment for it, and he's absolutely shown us that he's back on top form.
140.
And he's very good friends with our very own birthday boy today, Stephen Sutton, who's bringing you the live streams today, as always. Very professional, very clear footage, very clear live streams. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you to Stephen for providing that, and a very happy birthday to you for that, for today. We'll not tell you how old he is. I'll let you work that one out. Both players in 3-1-6, so Nathan Cool with the throw puts in a 43. Nice big maximum Steve needs to put in here,
44.
or even a 3-figure score. He's only given a 44, so he's just not putting the pressure on Nathan tonight. Good 100. Not a finish he's left himself, but he's in a good position. So 272 for Steve Johnson. What can he do with this?
39.
Okay, so it's back to Nathan. All he needs to do is to set this up. He is 60 points in the lead already, so he just needs a nice score just to leave himself
83.
A comfortable finish, because he will be back. So he's on 90 points for the third leg. 233 to Steve Johnston.
100.
I don't think that's going to be enough, as Nathan is on 90 points away from taking the third leg.
82.
So 133 for Steve Johnston. Can't do it now, can't do it, so all he can do is set up
43.
and keep his fingers crossed that Nathan is not going to take out double 4 when he returns.
Oh, come on. 6.
Oh, unlucky. So it's 90 points away for Steve Johnston. I do feel that he needs to do this. He needs to take this out.
Doubles.
And unfortunately can't manage it because he shouldn't be giving Nathan any chances at all.
No score.
Okay, so he is getting another attempt at it. So it's 90 points again for Steve. Steve, he may just stay up the top. Keep that way. Can he? Oh, unlucky. Give it a go, which was rightly so. Definitely, as Nathan will be back for double one. The Madhouse.
No score.
Okay, so it's 34 for Steve. I think he might split it, or will he go straight down for double 17? It really doesn't matter. It's all a mental thing. All the doubles are exactly the same size.
No score.
But he's not managed it. He had an attempt there at taking out double 17, but he's not managed it. So it's back to Nathan again.
No score.
Oh, very unlucky. So it's 34 for Steve Johnston. He will probably just stay down the bottom for double 17, which he is.
No score.
Game in 3.
Well done, Nathan. Well done.
I can't believe this.
Thank you for finishing that out, for finishing that leg for us.
This is horrible.
I was just contemplating whether I should phone work and say I wouldn't be in the morning. Because certainly by their standards, that was a very, very slow leg. 33 darts there to take out the third leg in this, the race to 9.
140.
A good 140 against the throw there for Nathan Cools. Just to show Stephen who is the boss. So just a reminder, this is the F&J's under 65 average final. It's been a long competition, really long competition. This started off with a round robin format and 4 groups
100.
players of each group competing against each other for the fight for the top 2 spots. And the top 2 players of each group
97.
going forward for their knockout competition. And tonight we are left with the Belgian Nathan Cools and the Englishman Steve Johnston battling out for the title of the F&J's under 65 season 1 winner. A lot at stake here. Both players are totally desperate to take this title.
100.
Steve especially. Steve was the, should we call him the founder of this competition? Yeah, I think he's worthy of that title. Steve, this is Steve's competition. He's put a lot of hard work in it through his F&J's darts page on Facebook. So I would think that he would want to take the title in his own competition. At the moment, he has got a lot of hard work to do if he'd like to do that, as he is 3-0 down in legs. So it's 91 for Nathan.
Oh, 66.
Very unlucky there, Nathan. Good attempt, very unlucky. So it's double 10 for Steve to take his first leg tonight.
Game in 2.
Yeah, Steve, well done. Well done, Steve. And I think Steve would probably be very, very delighted with that. Just even to give himself that little confidence boost and to show Nathan that he's perfectly able to take a leg off him.
100.
I had the pleasure of giving coverage with Nathan Cool and Stevie Hardy's final as well on Tuesday. And in the same position again, Nathan Cools went 3 legs to 0 up. But Stevie Hardy, true to form, he fought back to take it 5-all. But it wasn't enough for Nathan. Nathan kept going, powering through. Wasn't enough to stop him at all. And obviously he's here today with an 8-5 win over Stevie Hardy in the semi-finals. Steve Johnston producing an equally impressive result in his semi-final game against Chris Hobbs, also finishing 8-5 up in legs to take both players here.
43.
So throughout the competition, Stevie Johnston has been averaging at 66.04 so far. Nathan Cools higher in the averages throughout the competition at 68.89. But as we always know, I feel like I just keep repeating myself, we always know
36.
the averages are good and the high scores are good, but it depends what you do when you're going for your last double. There's no point in scoring nice big scores and not being able to finish. So looking at the stats so far, you will be able to see that on your screen in front of you, that the averages are slightly low for both players compared to their competition of the whole tournament average. Nathan Cools sitting at 62.05. Steve Johnston currently sitting at 60.84, and the last two scores there just changing those averages slightly.
137.
That's it. Very good. Very good 137 there from Steve Johnston. Leaving him on a 104. So it's 137 for Nathan Cools.
59.
But it was just too much for him. He just couldn't do anything with it. So it's 104 for Steve Johnston. He started up the top.
92.
Okay, so Nathan just needs to show him who's boss. 78 to finish tops.
We are gaming through.
And he's managed it.
Yeah,
So it's
something.
4-1 up to Nathan Cools there, just taking out a 21 dart leg. Both players have been ready for this competition for a long time. They've had a lot of practice today as well to get themselves mentally and physically ready for it. They've both had quite a bit of time warming up this evening. And it's certainly shown with that first 140 there to Steve Johnston. Nathan Cools absolutely delighted in himself, sending me a little private message earlier on to just show me the fantastic, I think it was a 10 or 11 dart leg that he took out this evening. And that leg with two 180. So he's getting very excited with himself. So we know that both of them, well, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here in this final if they weren't capable of giving us fantastic darts. Is it the nerves tonight that's holding them back a little bit?
60.
Is it the heat? Still very warm out there. Maybe Nathan's just a little bit tired. As we know, he is from Belgium, so he is playing 1 hour ahead of us tonight. So 11:15 for Nathan. He maybe just wants his bed. Maybe that's why he's 4-1 up. He just wants to get this finished and get himself off to sleep. So 201 points away from taking the sixth leg is Nathan April Fool Cools.
100.
Put in another 100 score. So Steve Johnston, come on, Steve. That's one of those big scores that you were perfectly able to do. Only giving us 60, so it's 137. 101 left for Nathan.
49.
Okay, so Steve Johnston's going to get a chance to take out a 137. I think he has to. I think he has to do this.
45.
Yeah, gaming through.
Okay, so it's now 5-1 to Nathan Cools, and this is the race to 9 legs. Nathan absolutely steaming ahead. So Steve really needs to dig deep and pull something out of the bag if he wants any chance of taking the title tonight in his own competition.
41.
100.
Very good. So that's putting him in a really good position there, starting off with a 100 score. So Nathan yet to take to win his first online
58.
title. Stevie Johnson, as we know, has his first online title of the Under 65 World Grand Prix champion,
140.
where he beat Chris Hobbs in the final. And as we know, repeated that just last week in his semi-final position to take him here tonight.
85.
96.
Okay, so it's back to Steve Johnson for 258, 258 points. He needs a maximum. He's yet to score
40.
a maximum throughout this whole competition. He's very competent to be able to do it, but yet in this competition, we have not seen a maximum from him.
21.
Yeah, Nathan's not happy with that. So it's 218 points. Nathan isn't a finish, but Steve needs a big one. Big score.
140.
Come on, Steve. Yes, putting you in a really safe position here because it's a big ask for Nathan. Nathan can do it with 158, but it's a big ask.
134.
Okay, he has left himself in a double throw with a fantastic 134 score. So 78 points away from taking.
58.
Oh, very close, just missing out in the double 10. So it's double 12 for Nathan Cools.
Yeah, game in one.
And he only needs one dart to do that to give him a 19 dart finish in the 7th leg. So it's 6-1 in the lead to Nathan Cools, with Steve Johnson to throw first. And I'd just like to take this chance again to remind you that you're streaming today of the F&J's Under 65 Season 1 final game has been brought to you by Stephen Sutton. Commentary by myself, James McPherson.
85.
100.
100.
100.
Steve Johnson, what can you do with it? You can put in a nice 100 score again with the throw. So it's 316 points left for Nathan Cool in this leg.
140.
Oh, but a 140 is absolutely fantastic. Really comfortable score there. It's not a finish, but it's a really comfortable one.
41.
Just put in, as we call in Scotland, the little heebie-jeebies up Steve Johnston, giving him a big score. So just really putting him on edge. 176 away. All they can do is put in a nice 3-figure score would be good.
140.
Another 140, leaving him double 18 to give him a 13 dart leg. Steve Johnson
26.
struggling at the moment. So it's Nathan Cools to take this 13 dart leg. This is the fantastic standard that is Nathan Cool. We're really seeing his true darts coming out now.
Oh, come on, miles away. 27.
maybe miles away, but Steve is not on a finish, what we call a bogey number 168. You cannot take out 168 with 3 darts. So you just, all you can do is just put a dent in it. And it's 9 points left to Nathan Cools.
Yeah, game in 3.
You can do the 3 darts at it, but that's all right. That's all right, as long as you take it in your throw. It's absolutely fantastic. So it's 7-1 up. He's 2 legs away as Nathan Cool with the throw to become the F&J's Under 65 Season 1 winner as you are watching the final.
95.
Okay, so just having a little look on the live stream at the moment. You can see there's a lot of you watching just now. It's really good to see so much support for both players throughout the live stream. If you want to give yourself a wee mention, tell us where you're from, tell us where you're watching from. Or if you want to give a little shout out, a little ho, a little ho, a little hello, stick a little comment at the bottom of the stream and I'll do my best to give you a little hello tonight.
45.
Steve has told me that through this match as well,
100.
he is really trying his best. He's got over 30 family and friends watching at the moment, cheering him on
81.
in this, the race to 9 legs. And just looking a wee hello there to Chris Moore, showing his support for Nathan Cools tonight, the Belgian.
83.
41.
So 178, all you can do is just give a nice big score to set it up, Nathan. You will be back as Steve is not on a finish at the moment.
134.
And that is very good. That is absolutely fantastic from the April Fool.
140.
Oh, equally impressive response there from Steve Johnston. But it's Nathan who's going to get the first attempt at taking out this, the 9th leg.
Yeah, game in 3. Sorry, man.
Ah, he's 3, okay.
No worries, mate.
So taking the score up to 8-1, and this is the race to 9. It is Steve to throw first. It's a big ask, but Steve needs to really pull out everything if he even wants to have a little chance at taking the title in his very own competition. He may be regretting that now, regretting that decision to start up this competition. As Nathan Cool is 1 leg away from taking the title. 85 is a good score. I'd be impressed with that. I'd be really pleased with that.
41.
And especially as Nathan can only reply with a 41, so it's putting Steve in a fantastic position. A nice big 3-figure score. Come on, Steve.
30.
Show us what you're made of.
55.
13. Give out the dice, dude.
I really hope Steve is not giving up. He maybe is just taking a little look at the scoreline there. But nothing's impossible. We've seen bigger comebacks than this.
60.
Come on, Steve. We want this game to go all the way. We know that both players are capable of producing fantastic darts.
28.
Averages are just creeping up slightly for both players. Since we checked last time, you can see at the bottom of your screen, just slightly shy.
121.
That will just take him over the 70 though. I was about to say slightly shy of the 70 average for Nathan Cools. And he's just gone over that now, 70.71.
28.
Compare that to his competition standards of 68.89. Steve Johnson sitting at 64.74, so slightly down on his overall competition average. Okay, so still not on the finish, Nathan. 317 to Steve Johnson. Let's see your first maximum of this competition. Come on, Steve.
100.
Not quite enough, so it's Nathan who's going to get a chance first of all to set it up. That's all he needs to do. Okay, so 217 left for Steve. He needs to put a dent in this score. Come on, Steve.
72.
Perfectly able to do it. That's a big ask, but it's 160 points for Nathan Cools to take the title. This would be a fantastic way to finish off. Can't manage this time. 145 for Steve Johnson, should stay up the top. And Lucky cannot finish now with 2 darts that he has left in hand.
97.
All he can do now is just keep his fingers crossed that Nathan will not use 2 darts to take out 60. 24 tops for Nathan. And double tops. Double 10.
50.
Unlucky, unlucky. So it's 48 points. Come on, Steve. I would like to see you do this. Either go single 8 or single 16. And it's double 16. To save it, Steve.
30 scored.
Okay. Nathan Cools, 3 darts in hand. That could be Steve's last chance at the board tonight. He's decided to split it. Good choice. 2 for double 4.
Game into this one.
And that's all he needs. He only needed the 2 darts. 9-1 to Nathan Cools. What an absolutely fantastic game of darts from Nathan. Steve just not showing us his true darts, not up to his usual standard. So let's just take a very quick look at the statistics before we say goodnight to you all tonight. 9-1 to Nathan Cools.
I don't know the reason, probably
16 ton plus scores to Nathan Cools compared to Steve Johnson's 12 ton plus scores. 6 140s compared to Steve's 4 140 plus scores. No player managing a maximum of 180 tonight. High finish to Nathan Cools of 78 and high finish to Steve of 20 in his only leg of this game. Both players producing their best leg of 17 darts. Final averages tonight, Nathan Cools 69.24, so slightly up on his competition average. Steve Johnston 65.31, slightly below. And I'm just going to finish off by thanking you all very, very much. Well done to both players. Commiserations to Steve Johnston. Very well done to Nathan Cools. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Steve Sutton for the fantastic live stream that you're all watching tonight. And just finish off by saying very, very well done to Nathan Cools, the F&J's under 65 average season 1 winner. Very well done to Nathan Cools. And this is James McPherson saying good night.
Take care, best of luck with your next game for you tonight.
Yeah, mate, you too, all the best, mates.
Cheers, man. Nice, take care.
Cheers, mate.
That's me just finished, lads. Very, very unlucky. Steve, very unlucky. Well done, Nathan.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, well done.